Welcome to this video, and I'm here today to share some insights with you about legal fees. Yes, legal fees are one of the bugbears of clients, and clients are always asking more about legal fees and how they're structured and how much the legal fees are like to come to in a transaction or a litigation case or something like that. So, in effect, let me share with you 5 things about legal fees, and I hope these are useful. Number one is that most firms tend to charge by the hourly rate. So you'll have a partner or a solicitor and they'll have an hourly rate. Let's say, for example, £200 per hour. And if the solicitor spends hours on your case, then essentially your bill will be £5,000. The next way of budgeting for fees is you might say, well actually, you know what, I'm really concerned because if the lawyer goes and spends 100 hours on my case, then of course the bill is going to come to, let's say, £20,000, and therefore that's going to be way too much. So what I want for this particular case is, can you give me a fixed fee? And so some firms might say, well, yes, if you have a certain scope of work and it's done within a certain period of time, we can offer you a fixed fee. So that means that even if the lawyer spends more hours on your case than initially budgeted for, you will only pay the fixed fee for that scope of work. So just to recap, you have the hourly rate, and then you might have a fixed fee if you just say that actually you just want a certain amount of fees so that you can budget for a particular case that you're working on. So another way of doing this is to say, well, actually I don't want a fixed fee, because actually if I have a fixed fee and the lawyer manages to work less on my case but still actually carry out all the work, then in fact I will have paid over the odds. So some clients might ask for a capped fee. And a capped fee means that the fee will not go beyond a certain amount that's pre-agreed. Let's say in this case £20,000. However, if the lawyer ends up spending less time on the case, for example, if the case manages to settle, or if there's something else which means the lawyer spent less time on it, then the client, you, ends up paying only the amount that is actually spent on the case and not actually the fixed fee. So the next point that you might actually have is some kind of conditional fee. So this is another type of fee arrangement where, in essence, you might have, for example, in litigation, a mechanism whereby if you lose the case, then you pay less, and if you win the case, you end up paying either the amount agreed or a little bit more as a, if you like, a premium. Now, the fact is that sometimes people refer to this as no win, no fee, but it's actually some kind of conditional arrangement, and each mechanism will differ depending on what you agree with a particular lawyer regarding what is considered, if you like, a loss and what's considered a win, etc. So that's a kind of conditional fee. And then you'll also, often in corporate transactions, you might agree an abort fee. Essentially what this means is that, for example, if you're selling your company and the deal goes on and on and on, and it goes on for a number of months, and your legal fees increase and increase and increase, and it turns out that the last minute the deal does not go through because the purchaser, for one reason or another, doesn't want to buy your company for whatever reason, what you might end up with is a very, very large legal bill, even though you haven't sold your company. And therefore, what you might actually agree at the outset with your lawyers or legal advisors is that there's some kind of abort fee, which means that essentially if the transaction doesn't go through and doesn't complete as you had expected, then you won't pay the full legal bill, you'll just pay a certain percentage of that legal bill. However, what your lawyers or legal advice might say, well, okay, that's all well and good, but actually, if you want that kind of abort fee, then if the transaction does complete as anticipated, then there might be some kind of premium on the fee. So actually, as well as the fee going down if it doesn't complete, actually it might go up if it does actually complete. So what I've covered here is the hourly rate. So I've covered fixed fees, I've covered capped fees, conditional fees, and also abort fees in a very high level way, because of course each one of these types of fees needs to be negotiated and talked about very carefully with your lawyers and legal advisors to make sure that everyone's happy. I hope that has helped in terms of understanding a little bit more about the fee structure that law firms often implement. And if you'd like more information, then please do contact me at jimmy@coachinglaw.com. I hope you can see and feel how excited we are about sharing this information about the legal world with you. We're really interested in what questions you might have for us, and so please do email in and we'll respond quickly to your email. Also, if you have any friends, family or businesses where you think the information on this site might be useful for them, then please do share a link to this free content with your friends, family or businesses so that they can benefit too.